What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to another Fannounce Table of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast. I'm your host, as always, Tony Mango, and then joining me on the mic for this episode are the usual suspects, Callum Wiggins.
Hello.
And Robert D. Felice.
Hey.
So, what is the Fannounce Table? Well, this edition is going to focus on our Royal Rumble side of things. You know, it's kind of an annual tradition here. Royal Rumble comes up. We like to do one of these of a previous Royal Rumble. Last year, we did the 2013 event because both that one and the 2019 Royal Rumble took place in Phoenix, Arizona. This year, we're going back 10 years, not only because it's like an even number and it's a good, 10, 20 range kind of thing, but also the 2010 Royal Rumble, which is what we're going to be watching, also featured Edge. And there are a lot of rumors going around that he may possibly make his return to in-ring action this time around. So, really good timing for that. The 2010 Royal Rumble took place January 31st at the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. And, we're going to kind of run down all the stuff that we normally run down here with this, the way that we normally do it, which if you are unfamiliar with what a Fannounce Table is, it's essentially kind of like a commentary track of our opinions to go along with whatever particular video. Of course, as I mentioned, this edition is the 2010 Royal Rumble match. So for copyright reasons, we can't put the match itself on YouTube or really anywhere else. So, what you're going to have to do is go to the WWE Network, go to the link that is in the description below. You can just search for it elsewhere. You don't have to go to that specific link as long as it's the same thing. And you're going to go to the timestamp of 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 55 seconds. So 014455. What you're going to see on your screen, hopefully if you get it up 100% exactly the way that we have it on, is the Royal Rumble logo popping out of like a whole bunch of starry kind of sparkly graphics. You should be paused on your screen like that while we're doing this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a countdown of 3, 2, 1, Claymore. No, I'm kidding. It's 3, 2, 1, play. And when I say play, you hit the play button and then you will be synced up with us, hopefully throughout the whole rest of the thing. We're going to watch the match. It's about an hour long and we're going to, shoot the shit, talk about whatever we want to talk about and just have some fun. We hope that you guys have fun with us as well. We invite you to leave comments below on YouTube and to keep the discussion going, do that stuff. I invite you, if you want to take part in the Royal Rumble drinking game. You can find the drinking game rules on smarkoutmoment.com. Look under the nav bar and you can find it up under the extras side of things. Obviously, drink responsibly because I put way too many different rules in there where it's like, take a shot every time that somebody comes out or something that kind of stuff. But none of us are drinkers. And we're not going to be doing that. I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing, but hey, if you take part in that, let us know. So pretty much just line it all up the way that you would with fan tracks or with any other Fannounce tables that we've done in the past. And, get yourself situated, get your popcorn if you want, get your drinks, all that stuff. And as I said before, it is 1 hour, 44 minutes, 55 seconds, 014455. So if you got that all ready to go, then get ready because we are going to start in 3, 2, 1, play. Bell just rang. Now we got Justin Roberts. So, 2010 Royal Rumble, about to get underway. I remember watching this live. I was hanging out, over in the basement. Dace and a bunch of other people, and we all kind of had the same inclination that we thought that it might go a certain direction, and that Edge might win. How did you guys end up feeling around this time?
I can't remember watching it live. I can't say that for certain. Very much it turns into a blur around about this point in time, my wrestling history, because it was all pretty dull at this moment in time. So I can't remember watching it live, but I assumed that it was probably going to be Cena or something like that, because it typically was.
For me, this is probably the end of the peak of my fandom. If you look at this Rumble and a lot of the guys we're about to see, there's still a lot of big-time stars. So I remember being really excited for this Rumble. And I don't think I felt that excited for any Rumble following for quite a few years.
So we're starting with Dolph Ziggler here, and this is before he won the World Championship. This is when he was kind of still getting that range where people like
look at that crowd
myself.
reaction. They're all just standing there, his hands in their arms, just like, okay, what's this jabroni doing out here, number one?
People like myself were like, man, this guy has something, but he's a little small.
He's gonna be something.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of small.
And then you get Evan Bourne coming out here now, and people like myself were like, oh, this is like the next Rey Mysterio type of guy. Like, this guy could do a whole lot. He's going, he's crazy athletic, super talented. Who knows? The sky's the limit for this guy and whatever. And of course, that didn't end up working out super, super well. But I mean,
it was later this year that he'd get RKO'd into oblivion by Randy Orton.
I think this is a good pair. I like when the Royal Rumble starts off with people like this, that they can actually work and not necessarily starting off. There's the, got to look at the sign.
Yeah, but can they get two guys that can work and we're both over as well?
You're going to see quite a few guys who can work and are over in this one.
Yeah, but I start out with these two. Like, they must have realised there must be something. Because usually when you start with two nobodies like this, either it means that they're trying to get one of them over by giving them like an Iron Man spot, or they're both getting thrown out pretty much immediately by someone who's actually a big deal.
I believe, if memory serves, you're going to see the latter. But
right.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, interesting tidbit about the 2010 Royal Rumble. This is the final WWE pay-per-view to have the ECW brand featured on it.
Yes, Ezekiel Jackson lost against Christian in the opening match of this pay-per-view.
Yeah, for the ECW Championship, and then won it in 2 weeks on the final ECW show. And then, essentially, this is a couple of weeks before NXT launches.
Yeah, we're weeks away from Daniel Bryan over here.
That wasn't supposed to go the way that it went.
Fucking go back to the Indies, nerd.
Look at Ziggler already doing the thing where he's got to hold on for dear life.
Right. Little did he know that this would be a thing that he would do for the next 10 years. Or maybe he did, though.
This was a thing where he was getting over, or at least they were pushing him pretty hard, and I hated the name Zigzag. I was like, that's the stupidest name for a finisher that you can possibly give.
I like how they both decided, okay, we've got like a minute and a half. How can we get both our finishes in before the next guy comes out?
There's Serena.
Showtime. He owns the first chunk of this, and this is when I started becoming a really big fan of CM Punk.
You know, it's weird.
One of these two works. I'll say one of these two works for WWE. You'll never guess which one.
I'm so used to short-haired CM Punk now that long-haired Punk looks weird to me.
How does long-haired Triple H look to you?
Weird too.
Really?
But long-haired Shawn Michaels doesn't.
Oh, there it is. They got eliminated by somebody who's actually over.
I was a fan of the Straight Edge Society. I thought it was a good gimmick.
Oh yeah, definitely could have worked out a lot better than ended up being. I think it's just the effect of adding Joey Mercury to anything.
Boy, when I was younger, I really thought that beard was bigger.
So this is so he faces Mysterio at WrestleMania, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So
in like what, 5 minutes?
I don't know if it was particularly quick. I don't know if it's particularly quick. It definitely wasn't super memorable. I know that because this is the year that he does get the shaved head look.
He shaves
so this
his
is
head.
So basically we have to get used to. We'll not get used to this long hair approach.
Oh, well, this is gonna turn the tides. JTG's coming out. Well, you're fucked, Punk.
Do you think McMahon knew that he was still hired with WWE when this happened? So just like, hey, who's this guy just running into the ring?
We're letting fans in here now? They were one of the last acts to get like a vignette package and everything. Those were always fun for me.
Is this when JTG's the solo? Oh god,
There you go.
that's so bad. Is that how was this when he was still with Shad as a tag
He's still
team?
with
Or
Shad at this point. They
Alright.
break up after Mania.
But everything happens off this year, doesn't seem.
So I have not watched this in a long while. I'm sure I've seen it at least one other time since 2010, but I don't remember having the urge to watch this like some other Royal Rumbles. Like I've seen the 1992 Royal Rumble a bunch of different times. I've seen 97 a bunch, but I don't think I've gone back and rewatched 2010 more than once. So I didn't remember a damn thing about who was in this other than the fact that Punk started off and did this kind of stuff.
There's so many people in this one, especially looking back on it now. Like this is like a Hall of Fame list. And
Speaking of Hall of
that's not
Fame,
a reflection on the Great Khali.
Rajan Singh.
I think it's pretty impressive that he walks faster than the Undertaker gets to the ring nowadays.
The theme was catchy.
Why is Matt Striker on commentary? It's ruining my experience. Yeah, it's ruining my experience.
Yeah, I have the sound off actually, except for when Punk is talking.
I liked Striker.
Yeah, Striker like Striker as well. That was the problem.
God, he's so damn tall.
This is funny.
Yeah, now I remember the spot. Bop.
That's pretty funny.
Funny thing is, that's how Carly says yes. So,
Man, I do not miss the Great Khali.
hey, that's definitely not a minute and a half right there. So
This is what
He took
Beth,
a long
I
time
think.
getting the ring.
yeah, we're already messed. Yeah, number 5. It's,
Okay, Beth
yeah, Beth Phoenix. So
books it to the ring.
only the second woman to ever enter the Rumble at this point.
And she would remain that way for about 10 years.
No, Karma.
Yeah, Karma, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I
That was what, like
forget
2013?
that was 2012.
No, it was the year that it was the year after Cole's WrestleMania thing season that match as well. Yeah. So and then after that it's Nia Jax obviously. So there's been 4.
Not bad.
This is within the middle of the Punjabi Playboy gimmick.
Cool moment.
Yeah, cool for her. This is the last time we'll see a man hit a woman intentionally coming up.
But it's quite funny that this is a Rumble where it's obviously famous for Edge, and it also has his wife make out with another man in the jury.
I believe these two were dating at the time.
Punk and Beth? Huh.
She clearly liked it rough then.
Yeah.
Oh, he's bleeding.
That vice grip, That's some sick shit.
If I remember correctly, I think that this is Zack Ryder.
Yep.
This is the comfortable position.
Yeah, he's taking his time trying to eliminate her.
He got her in that spot that he's just like, yeah, you remember what we were doing last night? Unceremoniously dumped out. But she had her moment with Khali, and it was cool.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that this was funny, even though I was a big Zack Ryder fan.
Oh, damn, we lost Peter.
I dug the one leg pants. I thought it was an interesting look. Not that like anybody else could have pulled it off, but like Ryder's character, I was like, that's a douchebag thing. I like it.
I don't know what city they're in, but the crowd's liking it.
It's quite funny to hear like a CM Punk chant and CM Punk is actually in the ring.
Yeah.
Now. But
is his tongue pierced?
Yeah, it looks like it. That must be quite dangerous to have a tongue piercing when you're doing any kind of physical activity.
And now, much like every other time in CM Punk's career, he's about to run into Triple H.
This is still when Triple H was pretty firmly in the business of everybody can beat everybody except for me.
Well, this is it's prior to, this is like his last run as a full-time guy.
He's finished after this Mania. After Mania, a lot happens.
He's finished after the pay-per-view off. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Extreme Rules by this point.
Yeah, he beat Sheamus.
He beat Sheamus at Mania, obviously, because he's bury the lead, bury the new guy, and then lose to him at the show, which isn't as important.
Well, that way, he gets his win, and it proves that you're not being selfish, and then it doesn't mean anything, but it does if you want to try to backtrack on the argument. Yeah,
it's the true Triple H way.
What do you mean Jeff Hardy didn't win that title from Triple H? He pinned Edge.
God, just to think about what would happen between these two in the coming years.
Yeah,
and not even we're only a year and a half from Punk becoming the biggest thing in the industry.
Yeah, and a year and a half away from Triple H killing the
absolutely
the
shitting on him. Yeah.
Now, admittedly, this long hair Triple H doesn't look too weird to me, but if you see Triple H with like the ponytail tied back and stuff, that to me is always just sort of like, it's not him anymore, Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that he's got like a beard that I can get on board with here, as opposed to the mutton chops and the giant handlebar moustache.
This is before everybody decided that everybody in the entire history of the world needs a beard to match up with Game of Thrones and stuff.
Mm.
Now everybody's like, I need to have half my body weight in beard. I like this theme.
Oh my god.
But talk about people who look different.
Yeah. This is so much worse than Broken Dreams.
Look at baby Drew McIntyre over here. Just like, he's probably younger than all three of us at this point.
And he looks so drastically different that if you were to tell me that he's not the same person, I would believe it. His beard's different, obviously. The hair's different. He just looks bigger now. Like, he's not only more muscular, but he even looks taller. Even though,
you think he wears lifts?
He's a tall guy here. He's tall here, though. So much
bigger. Is it because the guys have gotten smaller around him?
I think that's it.
Yeah, it is very like Punk. It is a lot of a smaller field to deal with now.
Because look at how tall he is standing next to Triple H, and Triple H is a big guy too.
Look at Punk trying to, and he will get over no matter what.
Over the top rope by Triple H.
Yeah. Triple H is carrying a bit of timber here, isn't he? He actually looks in better shape now than he does here.
Yeah.
There's Sun Guy.
Guy carrying the World Heavyweight Championship on his shoulder as well.
That's
going to be redundant in a couple of years.
Tall Lisa and all that. Hey, look! Speaking of redundant, it's DiBiase.
And this is the theme New Day before the New Day came out. It's a new day. Yes, it is. It'd be great if that was when DiBiase came out too.
I remember thinking he was really going to be a big deal.
I thought he had a lot of potential, but even from the start, I thought Cody had more.
I always thought he had more because he was bigger.
That was the main difference between the two. It was pretty much like, man, if DiBiase or if Cody was as big as DiBiase, he probably would have been pushed a little bit more.
Well, I very much had a Vince mindset. I didn't start watching the Indies until like later this year. I was all WWE and TNA.
It was just so obvious to me, both just by the sign of how much more personality Cody had than DiBiase.
Yeah, because I mean, DiBiase, he would try, and it just didn't flow as naturally as when Cody would talk.
He was a good hand, though. He was a good worker.
Yeah. He could have had some decent, like, mid-card title reigns and stuff.
Yeah, I think he was never fully devoted.
Yeah. I mean, he was
Like-
in and out of the business pretty quick, relatively. Morrison's back,
yeah.
so...
Yeah, nobody has beards anyway. And here, that is something that you see on almost everybody now.
You can count the people without beards in WWE on one hand, I think.
Arch nemesis, fuck, shut up. He's so like melodramatic about everything.
Callum, you don't have the sound on for modern events. Why do you have the sound on for this? It's Cole, Lawler, and Stryker. There's no way I'm...
Because why? Because then I can't bury them for being shit.
Okay. You know what? That's totally fair.
I need to call out how bad they all are.
What do you guys think of the
so-
Royal Rumble logo? I've never liked this logo that
Never.
they're using, because this is just Boston Traffic font, and that's it. And I'll admit that, like, the current Royal Rumble logo is just like, I think it's Gotham or Nexa or something.
The current Royal Rumble logo is the Real Time with Bill Meyer logo, but it just says Royal Rumble instead.
But I like that it's got the horizontal bar, because it's like, okay, it's over the rope kind of thing. Like, they at least have something going on with this. This is just, you typed it out, and that's it.
But this
you know,
is in that era of, like, you typed it out fonts. Okay, so this is Cena, right?
Kane apparently.
I can't really say it ever crosses my mind. I couldn't even tell you what the Royal Rumble logo now looks like. If you asked me to draw it, I would probably just put the words Royal Rumble there and just leave it.
Royal,
definitely
and
not
then
as
like a red
iconic.
underline, and then Rumble.
It's definitely not as iconic as the
Yeah,
80s.
the old like yellowish orange, goldish type of one. That works
The-
really well. The one with like 97 or so. That one's
Yeah,
a
that
pretty
one
good
flies
one.
under the radar. Not a lot of people remember that one.
The one that they used for like 2 years. That's kind of they used it like 2016 and 2017 or so. It's the Jupiter font. I liked that one. It had like a regal type feel to it, but I like the current one pretty good. This one that they use in this 2010 one, they used it for a bunch of years, and I never liked it.
I believe it was the logo from 2002 onward.
That's crazy.
It's so odd to watch the mayor of Knox County kick so much ass in the ring.
I know. He was really good. This is like his last dominant year.
This is the year he becomes world champion for the second and final time.
I gotta go back and watch some of that stuff because that was really good work on his behalf.
It's when I finally figured out that Kane was a good promo.
Oh shit! It's...
Future
What's Cody
AEW
Rhodes
star.
doing in the WWE?
I know, like this. When you look at where he is now, that might be the most shocking thing of all.
It used to drive me crazy that he didn't have knee pads.
He's got the Legend of Zelda logo on his boots.
He's gotten a lot more defined and a lot bigger.
Yeah, he's gotten
since
much
this point.
bigger. I still like the black hair a little bit more, though.
I always love seeing whenever Cody interacts with Drew McIntyre. I think, wow, you were the oddest WWE Tag Team Champions in history.
That's after this, right? That's later on.
I don't know.
yeah,
Would you classify that more strange than David Otunga and John Cena?
Those are the guys.
I mean, it's kind of, but it's just like a case of like they just entered a tag team turmoil match and just won it when they'd never done anything before. At least there was a story with John Cena being in the Nexus.
That's true.
Just like, okay, I guess Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre are tag teaming now. Oh, they're the champions. Oh, okay.
They
It's
were
like
very
that.
much trying to stick Cody in the permanent tag team slot because he had Holly, Ted, Drew,
Sandow.
Goldust.
I just love this. Like it's the vice president of AEW now beating up the COO of the WWE.
Yeah, that is a dream match. The Wednesday Night Wars come to life.
That truly is.
Best guest for next is Bam Neely. I don't know.
John Cena.
MVP. Okay.
Well, he's coming.
Good God Almighty.
Oh, here's the miss.
Oh.
What a dastardly heel.
Oh yeah, they had such a bitter rivalry, right? They were arch nemesis. That's his arch nemesis.
Yeah, after Miz had already defended the US title
Against him and beat him.
Yeah, he has to just sack him afterwards as well.
That's not the first time Miz does this. Doesn't he do it, or not the last time he does it? Didn't he do it later with Cesaro as well? In a Royal Rumble?
Yeah, I think there might have been, it was either, I think it probably was a Royal Rumble, yeah.
That's it.
I don't know whether he was champion at the time or Cesaro was champion.
I think Cesaro was champ.
It's underwhelming to me when they have somebody come out and do that if it's not a really big, important type of angle.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I get MVP to come out and then the Miz is going to do that and whatever, and we're just going to keep their feud going. Oh, come on. Did you really need to? Like, he gets hit in the back of the head with that and he's done forever. Come on.
I hate wrestling. That's when I hate wrestling. Because it's like, wait, I saw that other guy go through thumbtacks and he's still fighting.
Yeah, you know. And there's certain toughness to other people and all that, but if you don't want MVP to be a part of the match or something, at least have it be the type of storyline where you want to see it going forward, not the type of thing that it's like, all right, they already had their match and it's just going to keep going.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, he never wins that title anyway.
Oh, it's Carlito, Caribbean cool. He's gotten a lot bigger too, shit. A lot of these guys must have left WWE and just bulked up.
That or the fact that people keep getting smaller and they just look bigger.
No, I mean, like, they've gotten just... Carlito in particular, I know, started taking much better care of himself after getting released.
He was very, from anybody's like stories that you hear talk about him, it's quite like lazy and entitled in WWE.
I liked him though. Didn't think that he would be a world champion, but I thought that, you know, he had a lot of upside to him.
I mean, you're right. So
yeah.
I just never really. I mean, he was all right. I just didn't really see much in him.
He was cool.
Like the best thing he ever did in his WWE career was had Ric Flair shout at him.
Yeah, I remember that. For being lazy and entitled, right?
God, that is the worst backstab.
That's a bag,
ever.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Didn't even hold on.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, he's going wild with backstabbers. Until he's getting eliminated soon. You always tell when someone's getting eliminated soon because they just go wild with finishes.
I think Cena's going to come out and shit on everybody.
No,
he couldn't wait one more entry.
Yeah, that's the type of thing that's stupid too, because you could have just easily booked it to where he comes out right now and he attacks MVP and he throws him out or something. Like, you know, MVP should come out. There you go. All right, at least they're following that logic.
Okay, because he is in the match. That's cool.
There they both go. Okay.
And then the guys go, yeah, they go.
That's all right. The Miz is going to have his greatest year of his career, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, that's pretty underwhelming. To be honest, like, I couldn't believe I just saw it. Like Miz is number 16 into it. How are we in number 16 already? It feels like nothing's happened.
Yeah, you know, that actually
nothing has happened.
Because they ran through so many people with that CM Punk thing, which pretty much really led to nothing. Because he was just eliminated within one person entering by Triple H,
and then just resets the whole thing.
Yeah, and now it's just like, and now it's basically Triple H and a bunch of guys who had a lot of upside and potential to them, but weren't really doing much of anything.
At the time, it's Triple H against the future, and this is really Triple H maybe trying to show, hey, I still got it. I can still be the fucking Iron Man.
That's one of the reasons why it makes me nervous about this current Royal Rumble that we're going to get with Brock Lesnar, because you know that Lesnar is going to be a focal point for a good chunk of the match or get eliminated super quick. And if we get like 15 people of Lesnar just tossing him out, it's going to feel like it's just a blah situation.
Well, I think he's either going to be in the whole time or he's getting out right away.
Oh, this is firmly in Fat Hardy stage.
Yeah, he's pretty.
He's not
Pretty
that
bulky,
bad.
right?
Oh, jeez.
Are you
Useful.
serious?
Oh, Kane.
What? Come on! What the fuck was that?
We had to. Well, I guess now it really is Triple H against all the young guys because he just had to get rid of all the people that have been wrestled before 2000.
Okay, I see exactly what's going to happen here.
Yeah, Triple H could take out all the.
And then that way, the next big person can come in and.
Well, I thought they were all going to jump on him, and then Shawn would come.
No, I'm sure they will now. I'm sure Triple H will celebrate for a little bit, and then he'll realise that all five of them are all staring at him, and then he'll.
No, he's just going to beat the fuck out of everybody. Okay, now Shawn Michaels comes save his ass.
But
so the Michaels thing going into this was that he wanted that match with the Undertaker.
Yeah, and Undertaker was World Heavyweight Champion at this point, so by winning the Royal Rumble, he'd switch over. The plan was to switch over to SmackDown and fight for the world title.
Right.
They could have done that a lot better. The guys did not show any energy and like beating up Triple H.
Well, I'm sure Triple H
Carlito.
planned it so he wouldn't have as much time. They wouldn't have as much time to beat him up as they probably would have liked.
Oh, look at that! I don't know what happened, but you can't really give me up.
So, all right, as soon as you get the job, like immediately get Shawn Michaels countdown going. There goes Cody,
and there goes DiBiase. So now you're at
You could have left him in the Ring of Legacy. Played off of that a little bit. Jeez.
Well, Legacy was not as big right now. I mean, that was 2009.
Yeah, this is
This is only 1 month after 2009.
Yeah, they break up at break up finally at WrestleMania, I guess you can kind of say. Probably before that, but that was the match they had with Randy Orton with.
Boy, this is like peak click. Shawn Michaels and Triple H are just gonna fucking chuck everybody out because they're still here and they're still stars.
I think that this is the first year that Randy Orton turns babyface since 2004.
Yeah.
I guess they were giving McIntyre the rub here by having.
We're giving you the rub. We're gonna kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, it's gonna take both of us to kick her ass and take you out, and
It's like how the Ascension getting beaten up by DX is a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Triple H did his quad.
Yeah.
If memory serves correctly, somebody comes in here and gets quickly eliminated.
No, it's
Cena. It's a big deal. Yeah, it's Cena.
Memory does not serve me correctly.
They're gonna fight each other, and then it's no, fuck that. We're gonna kick the shit out of John. Which
again, this is another full stop reset of the Royal Rumble. This is our second major. All right, the hell with the rest of that stuff. We're gonna go into part C, kind of.
Yeah. So this had been the main event of Survivor Series 2009. Was this triple threat match?
It's a really good match.
It was that was Shawn Michaels' last ever opportunity at the WWE Championship. Or actually, any World Championship.
Oh shit!
Oh god, he landed right on his head. I didn't realize Michaels was retired because of concussion. This is the orange fruity pebble Cena.
Yeah, this is peak. All right, we're entering PG. John is saying poopy caca and not swearing because he cares about kids.
Yes, somebody please think of the children.
I mean, this is the year anyway where it's Cena wrestles, spoiler, for the WWE Championship anyway at WrestleMania. So
who is his match?
Against somebody that's actually in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Oh. Betrayal. Ultimate betrayal.
Now, I said earlier I like Stryker, but Stryker was jumping the gun on that one.
Yeah.
He basically almost got the super kick in and was already wow, you eliminated him. Oh my god.
Also, if memory serves me correctly, they're tag team champions at this point, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes, they won it at TLC 2009, yeah. That's when they beat Jericho for it. I know that because the next champions are Miz and Big Show.
Are Miz and Big Show.
So you mark off another thing of the whole tag team champions turn on each other, tag teams, don't get along in a Royal Rumble. Another one of the tropes.
Hey, one of these guys is full time in WWE right now. Guess which one?
You never will.
Shelton Benjamin looks exactly the same. This is 10 years ago. The only difference is he has gold hair here.
Well, he's the gold standard here. Bye-bye.
And he gets treated exactly the same now.
Hey, he's not treated the exact same now. He'd never make it into the Royal Rumble now.
Yeah, I mean, he got to beat up Shawn Michaels and John Cena here.
Yeah, he won a match on main event this week.
Maybe these glory days are what he's thinking about when they asked him a question about Extreme Rules.
I like Shelton. I always thought that he could have been more. Promo-wise, that was always his...
really selling.
You would think that it would be another big name. Okay, it's not going to be a big name.
Holy shit. Really?
God, I was never a fan of Yoshi Tatsu.
Did he get to hit Shawn? Wow, he hit Shawn Michaels. That's cool.
Wow, he's actually kicking people. Yeah, he's fighting. He's putting up a fight.
That's awesome. Hell
this
yeah.
Dude, he missed the boat of coming in a couple years later with like NXT 205 Live. Not that it would have made a big difference because he even botches this.
Great.
But
oh God!
Imagine if he could have came in on the Cruiserweight Classic instead. Probably would have had a longer run.
He's a little big to be on the Cruiserweight Classic.
What was he billed at?
He's probably billed at around 220, 230 maybe.
Let's see. Wikipedia puts him at 225
he's a lot
right
bigger now. Yeah, he's a lot bigger now, so I wouldn't...
Didn't they have a Yoshi Tatsu's action figures leg on a pole match at some point this year?
I'm not sure about this year. I know. Obviously, after leaving WWE, he goes to New Japan for a bit, and he becomes the Bullet Club hunter.
Yeah, and now he's in All Japan.
Yeah, so he's still doing good for himself.
I'm guessing Jericho is next because I feel like it should be a big name.
I don't even remember who the hell's left in this. Oh, there's Big Show.
Oh, he's talking about big.
Oh, that it's a big name.
God, he is really big right now. Look at those titties bounce.
Fat.
Really Big Show.
Look at them titties go. Like,
genuinely, I don't know if either him or Beth Phoenix had the most cleavage in this match. To be honest,
I think it might be him.
It's crazy how long of a career Big Show has had.
He looks like an even bigger King Kong Bundy in this match.
Yeah, he does.
With that singlet.
That was bad, John.
Feel like one of these guys is still full time in WWE. You'll never guess which one. Well, the fact picture's already taken a breather.
No. Even though Shawn did once eliminate Vader and Yokozuna, so anything's possible.
He does look in better shape now than he does here.
Well, I think now he's skinny. He's down to like 350.
Yeah, it's
not... That seemed like a quick 90 seconds to me.
Well,
yeah, but
Tony, they're always accurate with these numbers.
Yeah.
It's just time changes around it. Their numbers are right, but it's time itself changes.
Whoa, hey.
Always liked Mark Henry.
He couldn't even jog.
I don't. It's what. Do you kind of feel like this is the year they decided, okay, maybe next time we're going to get those scooters to take him down to the ring instead?
I never understood the idea of why people run to the ring to begin with, though. Why would you want to take some of your energy out and be quicker to throw people out when the whole name of the game is to get there as late as possible?
Because you're super pumped up and you. I feel like it's just also interesting that this is before Mark. This is still before Mark Henry's peak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is pre-Hall of Pain, so Mark Henry can't do shit here.
This is around the range where Mark Henry and Big Show and to a certain extent, when they had him, Big Daddy V, that their spots in these were, oh my God, this is such a big guy. How can anybody get him over? They got him over.
What?
Hey, that's the Ryback spot right there.
That is the Ryback spot.
Mm-hmm. Chris Masters is still here. Wow. Okay.
Oh no, this is post release Chris Masters.
He's trying to bounce those titties, but he ain't got much titty.
That's thin, baby face. Nobody gives a shit. Chris Masters. Okay.
Yeah, this is when Triple H was making jokes at his expense about the fact that he couldn't do steroids anymore.
Huh?
Masters to me, I mean, the look, he's got the look. Like, even here, like, the dude looks like he could be somebody, but he just didn't really have anything that I got into.
There we go. Yeah.
And there he goes.
I remember this Royal Rumble being a lot bigger. I'm hoping that in about a minute, Jericho and Batista and Edge are going to come out and it's going to get exciting.
Is Masters still wrestling?
Not much.
I can't remember. I know, like the last time I think I heard of him was
I don't think he's wrestling
for GCW.
He strikes me as the type that should go to NWA. I think that might fit him.
Yeah, he'd fit well there. Shawn, what are you trying to do? Like,
what's up?
He's trying to give up. Hey.
The 24/7, 48/7, 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah, this is the big spot where he gets to.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is completely competent R-Truth.
Yeah, this when R-Truth was still like
before he had acrophobia.
Yeah, before little Jimmy came along.
Yeah.
Before he got interesting.
Yeah, this is just very much the rap to the ring gimmick, and that's it really.
Yeah, so this was the range when I was just like, R-Truth doesn't have much personality. Little did I know that there'd be multiple years with stretches between them that I would give him best gimmick in the
here he is beating up his childhood hero, John Cena.
Yeah, this is basically just him when he's just a slightly more exaggerated
take weight. Is Kofi on the roster at this point? He's got to be.
Kofi's got to be.
Kofi's on the roster. Yeah, because GCW's going to die soon. So
because on the New Day podcast, Woods very much says we already have. You got to come up with something different because we already have Kofi. We already have an energetic black guy. So I'm wondering if Kofi was told the same about R-Truth, because R-Truth here is just very much I'm energetic.
I think Kofi was signed already before R-Truth was.
Kofi was the Jamaican guy, and R-Truth was the rapper. That was kind of wow, look at the look on his face. Jesus. Somebody fucking electrocuted him or something. He's a kid that just got an N64.
I remember thinking he was going to be a big deal.
Yeah, I remember thinking that too.
Yeah. And this is so he's like been. I assume he would have moved from ECW at this point. It's probably on Raw or something. He'd obviously been the biggest deal. Yeah, but he was on Raw when he won the briefcase.
Oh, well, then he's on Raw.
I remember thinking that he was garbage at first when they did the whole gimmick where he was smile and point at his smile. And I was just like, what the fuck gimmick is this? Why is this guy just like, hey, look, I'm smiling. And then when he got to he was wearing like the singlet and he was doing this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, this dude is big and he's throwing people around like crazy. And this guy can end up being multi-time world champion.
They made him be Kurt Angle essentially with the American and the ankle lock. Like if he'd have done anything else, if he'd have done an armbar, it would have been different.
I think that they just needed to give him a manager beforehand.
Well, they shouldn't have made him champion when they did. He was too soon for him to do that. And if you are going to make him champion, you need to go all the way with him, and they kind of didn't.
They half-assed it, for sure.
Yeah, because the big feud on SmackDown, even when it was still, here we go, it's Kofi.
Hey, it's Kofi.
It was when Swagger was like world champion of SmackDown. The biggest feud on SmackDown was still Jericho versus Edge for a bit, and it was also like the Kane who took out the Undertaker storyline.
Kofi just jumping on fools, man. Like
Kofi's statistically the favourite with number 27. Has anyone ever actually won at number 27 since they started alluding to the fact that number 27 is the best number in the Royal Rumble?
I think that somebody did. Let me double check. Because for anybody who doesn't know, there is the statistic page on smarkmm.com where I keep track of a lot of this stuff.
That's a nice elimination.
Swagger.
That was really smooth. That was real smooth.
For context, too, we're recording this on the 15th of January, 2020. So we just had like R-Truth undeclare the Royal Rumble because he doesn't want to fight Brock Lesnar. We're a year out from Kofi Kingston, Kofi Mania.
Yeah.
Jack Swagger's in AEW.
So number 27, the last time somebody won.
Marcus is bald.
Yeah. Last time somebody won from number 27 was Steve Austin in 2001.
Yeah.
So really, it's become a bad number now. Oh god,
we've got
another cool elimination.
Number 28 a couple times.
Look at Kofi. He don't know how to save himself yet, but he knows how to eliminate people in cool fashion. Here's the Le Champion.
Carrying a bit of a shiner here. Bit of Jericho, like this is 10 years out, and he's world champion now of the second biggest promotion in America.
He's the wrestler of the decade to me. Like if we only look at America and we take out like Okada, Jericho's the wrestler of the decade.
I'd go Brock Lesnar.
I'd potentially go Brock on that one. Either Brock or
Roman.
Either AJ or Daniel could be it.
Yeah, Styles.
But I definitely wouldn't
Yoshi
go
Tatsu.
I'd go Cena over. I'd go over Roman.
It's really fun seeing Cena have such a long stretch in a Royal Rumble.
He's been there for quite a bit. He's done fuck all though. I can't really remember him doing much of anything.
Like I think all of his other Rumble appearances have been like, hey, I'm here and I'm the biggest star, so I'm just gonna throw somebody out real quick and I win.
All these people in the ring, like all former WWE champions.
See now we're getting to the point where it's like,
so one of these guys is full time in WWE. That's cool.
Yeah, guess what? Guess which one of these guys is the most recent WWE champion?
Yeah. Yeah, for that matter, not even just who's the most recent WWE champion. Guess who's the only person to sniff the championship in a good year and a half?
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, one of them is a champion right now. Just not with WWE.
Not WWE, it's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of these guys changed his finisher to a fist, and the other one changed his finisher to an elbow.
Wow, we got there quick.
Yeah, this isn't the greatest look for it.
No, this is probably the most underwhelming that Edge has ever looked. We kind of alluded to that in the Superstar scores that we did for that. It's, to a certain extent, it's expected. He had been out with the Achilles injury, So
the reason for the huge crowd reaction is obviously because of the fact that this is Edge coming back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Edge, like, I think it's quite a few months before he was supposed to or something.
Yeah, like his timetable to return was like something like 9 months to a year, and this was like 4 months later or something like that.
Yeah, and to be fair, the next few months showed that he should have waited and come back.
Yeah, he just Stryker just clarified the timetable was 14 months and he came back in 8. So
thanks, Stryker. Your obnoxiousness actually helps Center.
Yeah, but
he's a dick. So I was at a meet and greet, and
who, Edge or Stryker?
Stryker, obviously. He's not gonna call Edge a dick, is he?
Stryker, and Morrison's there. I think Gargano's there. All these people are there, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, Matt Stryker, how much for a picture?" He goes, "For you, buddy, I would do 20." And I went, "Oh yeah, for 20, I'm gonna go do Morrison." Like, I'm not paying $20 for a picture with Matt Stryker. What the fuck? Hey, look, it's Drax the Destroyer.
It's interesting. So, this is Batista's last, his second to last real run with the company.
All of their last, except for John.
You want to talk about the idea of one of these guys, that kind of thing? One of these guys might make his return after being retired, and
for 10 years.
Who do you think it is?
It's the guy who was retired 10 years ago.
Is it the guy that wrestled last year? Is it the guy that could still wrestle and chooses not to? Is it the guy that came back bald and fought him another match after his retirement in Saudi Arabia? Or is it the guy who's never going to wrestle ever again because it's too dangerous?
It's going to be the guy. Ironically, it's the guy who's going to wrestle because it's too dangerous.
I mean, to be fair, this match has had a load of underwhelming people in there, but it's come down to at least a decent Final Four.
Yeah, if you put these Final Four men on a poster for anything, it's WrestleMania now. Like,
you know, I gotta say though, rewatching this back, this is not a good Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it did not hold up. Yeah. I was really excited for this. It did not.
It's a one-thing match. It's just Edge is back.
It's just boring, and then it's really stop-start.
I think they shouldn't have had Punk get eliminated by Triple H. I think if you held on to Punk and Hunter, and it wasn't like, oh, here's, Triple H and all these nobodies right now.
Yeah, that was booked strange.
I mean, it's pretty much just Michaels and Cena for a while, because other than that, it's just a load of people who maybe get a couple of spots in, but then are just thrown out pretty quickly.
Also, the structure of this, why is the SmackDown logo on Batista's trunks?
I mean, a lot of things don't make a whole lot of sense in this time frame because, why is Chris Jericho in the Royal Rumble and then he would end up fighting Edge?
That's what I was about to say.
And who's John Cena go up against?
Batista.
So,
John Cena fights.
None of these guys are world champions at the moment.
Edge fights Jericho, who already got eliminated here.
Yeah. Cena fights Batista for the other world title.
So, they just had
So both of the current world champions right now, when this match is going on, don't fight for the world title at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's one of those instances where they just had some weird creative BS going on.
Yeah. Actually, they both lose it at Elimination Chamber, actually, because Undertaker loses it to Jericho there, and Sheamus loses it to Cena, who then loses it to Batista.
And I hated that because there was no Money in the Bank stipulation. It was just, hey, Vince likes Batista, so here's Batista.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite eliminations of all time. That's Shawn Michaels' elimination.
Yeah, and
it feels real. It feels like, oh my god, that I'm so desperately trying to climb onto it. It's like Michaels was actually trying to hold on to it, and Batista would have to force him. I would love it if that was the real story behind it. Is that Michaels knows that he's got to go off, but he tries to stay on, and Batista has to force him off to make it look as real as possible.
And that almost kind of points in the direction that they should have Batista versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. Outside of the fact that the whole thing is that he's building up the Undertaker thing, but it's none of this stuff seems like it makes sense to be in this time frame and then to lead to what happens at WrestleMania. Not much does, because you would think that Triple H would have something with Punk, that Michaels and Batista would maybe have something, that maybe a John Cena type would fight the Undertaker instead, that Jericho should not be champion. It's just all chaos. And didn't he nail him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Great sell by Nature, little Nature.
Dude, Charles Robinson is.
I just kicked Charles. If I was Jack Doan, I wouldn't get in the ring after that.
Yeah. Bonus, by the way, we know these referees' names because they actually used to say them.
The only reason that I know some of the names now is because John Cohn's the only one that really does anything more where you can know his name.
John Cohn, Drake, and Jessica Carr.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody else, I'm just that's black ref, that's Asian ref, it's eyebrows ref.
That's buff ref.
I mean, to be fair, both Charles Robinson and Mike Chioda are still there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my. Okay. One of the cool things about guys like Shawn and Hunter, they're very good at telling stories, and I think that's something that's missing these days.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Edge actually returns this year?
I don't know.
I mean, you never say never at this point, but
I still keep thinking that it's not happening.
Yeah. I mean, what was going to happen if he gets in the Rumble? Then, oh god, that was quick.
Yeah,
I mean, if he ends up like getting in the Rumble, like people are going to want him to win, but is he really going to fight for the World Championship?
And
First of all,
they
he's not going to fight Brock Lesnar, is he?
They better have the foresight to know that if he is in there and he isn't winning, they need a heel like King Corbin or Brock Lesnar or somebody to do that. It can't be okay, well, it's going to come down to Roman Reigns and Edge, and Roman Reigns takes him out, and people will cheer, like that kind of crap.
But I also want to put this out there. I think he should compete at Mania because I know that he has the.
Underwhelming.
Everything about this was really underwhelming.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
It's like his big spot is that he goes for a spear. Cena responds with a really, really weak kick, and Edge just reverses a throw and throws him out. It's like, why couldn't he just spear him and throw him out? That would be probably a better way of doing it.
Because given the rivalry between the two, they could have really played that well.
God, everything about this Royal Rumble's been underwhelming.
Yeah, I'm a little sad now.
This might be like one of the overall worst Royal Rumbles, minus the surprise factor of Edge coming in. There's nothing to it, you know.
I think there's a lot worse. I think there's a lot worse than this, but it's definitely not. It's definitely not on the great scale of it.
I can think I don't remember like that 89 one all that much or something, but most of the other ones, they have something pretty decently fun about them. Like,
I know in our Fannounce tables of these things before, I've seen two worse Rumbles than this, which was the original one and the 99 one.
Oh, I mean, 88's garbage. But
yeah, and the 99 one's terrible as well. Because that's all built around just Cena and McMahon. Not Cena and McMahon, Austin and McMahon, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And they just got a load of like Golga and stuff like that in it. So.
You ever have a load of Golga?
I had too much of it in that Rumble when he was only in there for a couple of minutes.
A little Golga goes a long way.
I hope that if he comes back, it's not like, hey, he's not going to do Mania, but he's going to do the Saudi show on February 27th.
Got to point at that sign.
Yeah. Oh well, this is before the pyro ban.
That's pretty cool.
It's just, this all is so strange. The idea of like Edge won and he's going to fight, I don't know, Undertaker? Well, we're going to take the title away from him, and then we're going to have...
Yeah, like, at this point, the match made would have been Edge and Undertaker.
And then you got, like, I mean, the pay-per-view's going off right now, but we're going to continue talking. Like, you switch it to Jericho, then you switch it to, eventually, like, Swagger gets it, and...
Ray gets it after Swagger, and then Kane gets it, and then Edge.
And then it's back to Edge for a while.
It's not a good time.
I mean, this is a weird period for Edge because he obviously wins the Rumble, but then he doesn't win the world title, and then he goes back to Raw as a heel, and then that doesn't work out because basically his entire time on Raw is based around him feuding with the anonymous Raw general manager.
But this was like the beginning of, we don't know it at the time, but phasing those dudes out.
Well, it's not exactly phasing them out in the sense that the reason why Edge got phased out is because he got injured. Because otherwise he would be.
Well, yeah, but like
he would have been still win world champion.
But John there is, one of, I would say, at least 6 or 7 top guys, and by May of this year, he's going to be the only one.
Very underwhelming.
Yeah, it's not a great ending of the thing. I mean, to be fair, WrestleMania 26 is like in the better side of WrestleManias, so I guess it kind of worked out. But this wasn't like the greatest start of the road to it.
26 had Brett and Vince, right?
26
it wasn't perfect.
Had the greatest card on paper. That was so fucking underwhelming. If you look at the card on paper, you're like, this should be the greatest thing of all time. And it's very underwhelming.
I'm going to look up that card real quick, because I don't remember too many matches offhand.
It was a mainly good show. It has the second Shawn Michaels Undertaker match to the main event. Yeah, Batista against John Cena for the WWE Championship. You have Edge versus Jericho, which was underwhelming for the World Heavyweight
You've got
title.
Ray and Punk, which only really went like 6 minutes.
Yeah, have Orton against both Cody and Ted DiBiase in that Triple Threat Legacy match.
You've got a 10-man ladder match featuring guys like Ziggler, McIntyre, Miz, Swagger.
Yeah, it's got some underwhelming parts to it, though, too, because it's got Yoshi Tatsu beats Zack Ryder last for the Battle Royal. You got a 10 Diva tag team match. That
was 2 minutes. You can go pee.
Yeah, with Vicky Guerrero doing the hog splash to win it. but then you have Miz and Big Show defending the tag team championships against
R-Truth and Morrison.
R-Truth and John Morrison. God,
that was the only bad match on paper, but everything else to me I thought was going to be super fun, and then it just sucked.
Like, why, looking at this card, why is Miz the United States champion and a tag team champion instead of having CM Punk hold the United States title and feud with Rey Mysterio? Why are we switching? Still, it's all just sort of messy, and
this
I'm really
sort of
hoping.
Period of time when this period of time when they weren't putting mid-card title matches on a WrestleMania card. Because obviously McIntyre was in the Continental Champion and he was in the Money in the Bank match.
It is crazy to look at the big difference between this and 10 years later. Because, I mean, not only just the people that are on the roster, but NXT's not a thing. Now we're getting into, like, we don't know what's going to happen for WrestleMania this year, but we've got, like, Brock Lesnar is going in at number 1. We could end up having him against, like, Cain Velasquez or Tyson Fury, or Kevin Owens, or Drew McIntyre, or, a bunch of different people. We've got Bray Wyatt potentially going up against, like, Roman Reigns or so. Roman Reigns, he came in, he did the whole thing where he was the number 1 guy and ran into a bad year. And he's already kind of been pushed out as like, well, he used to be the guy and now we're trying to find a new one. And we've got, Adam Cole is lighting people on fire, but not technically, like, not like Kane. And it's a completely different landscape, Now you tune into the bump and find out what happens and stuff, like,
I think this Royal Rumble has the potential to be a lot more star-studded than this one was.
Cain Velasquez confirmed for the Royal Rumble.
You reporting that now? Like live on the air?
Yeah, because it just got sent to me. And ironically, Tony just said it too. But yeah, he just said he's going to be in the Rumble. Yay. Well,
so, I mean, we don't know yet. We don't have the foresight to be able to look back in hindsight and say whether or not we have a CM Punk situation where Brock Lesnar starts it off and he just eliminates a bunch of people, and somebody like a Cain Velasquez falls to Triple H spot and tosses him out. It could be just, hey, we did that 10 years ago. Let's do that kind of a thing,
We could get CM Punk in the Royal Rumble. Like, never say never to anything.
Yeah, 2010 Royal Rumble. I'm not digging this.
I'm thoroughly disappointed.
It must feel like watching a good show after this, which is pretty fortunate because NXT and AEW are on tonight. So I guess we'll have something to be a bit more fond about wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, look, in 2020 we're gonna go watch Bash at the Beach. Very different world.
It's Bash at the Beach in theory, kind of the way Starrcade is. Yeah.
Starrcade is just a word on a show.
Yeah, Bash at the Beach. It's not going to be that much different.
That's what you think. They're going to have pools.
So, yeah, that's your 2010 Royal Rumble Fannounce Table. Obviously, I hope that you had fun.
I hope you had more fun than we did. I didn't have a lot of fun. I'm sad.
Yeah, I'm very underwhelmed. And that's actually kind of souring me on the idea for a Rumble a little bit instead of hyping me up a little bit more. But
damn, we should just watch 92 again.
If you want us to do some more Royal Rumble Fannounce tables or anything else like that, try to take advantage of the Patreon's Pick Your Poison tier, because that is where you can request different special features and gimmicks. And, maybe you got a favorite Royal Rumble that we haven't done in the past and you really want us to do that. So take advantage of that while you can. Just donate whatever you got. Even if it's $1, it's greatly appreciated. And if you want to check out some other ways to help out on the monetary side of things, there's the merchandise shops. There's TeePublic and Redbubble. So you can pick up some t-shirts or stickers or mugs or clocks or, whatever random different options that they have for a bunch of different designs on all 3 different avenues of Smark Out Moment, Fanboys Anonymous, and A Mango Tees. You should check out Fanboys Anonymous if you are interested in geek culture, movie reviews, and stuff about, I don't know, like Crisis on Infinite Earths just ended this week. So if you want my opinion on like if that worked out really well or, different stuff like that, head on over to fanboysanonymous.com and show some love to that brand. And stay tuned to some other things that are happening. I will backtrack, though, and I will give these guys a little time to plug their stuff instead. Callum?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Wigmeister14 and check out the weekly articles on smarkoutmoment.com, including the power rankings, but all the other stuff on there as well. Yeah, that's it for me. So you can donate, Rob, if you want.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DudeFelice. You can check out WrestleZone, check out Fightful, check out everything I'm doing, check out the weeklies, and yeah, keep supporting everything we're doing.
And if you want to know what's happening next on the Smark Out Moment channel, we've got Worlds Collide and the 2020 Royal Rumble coming up next week. So we're going to get into our predictions for both of those. And then, of course, the post-show reviews on those Saturday and Sunday nights. And then after that, we have the Q1 mailbag that we're going to do. And if you've not sent in questions already for that, then start thinking of them because, we only have a little bit of time before that ends up happening. So send them in and then we will answer them because we won't get around to doing that again until Q2 around WrestleMania, a little bit before, a little bit afterward. So those things are happening. And then we've got the Darkcast on Patreon. So if you are donating to at least the $10 tier or more, then you will potentially have some other extra things here and there. Kind of all depends on schedules and motivation, and the more people that sign up, the more Darkcasts. That's how that works. So yeah, just keep checking smarkoutmoment.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at smarkoutmoment. Subscribe to all these different avenues. Leave some ratings, leave some likes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done that already. Ring that little bell. Leave a comment below. All that other kind of stuff that you normally do. And we will see you next time, everybody. But for now, this has been another Smark Out Moment, and we're being counted out.